All right, let's go over some crazy texts coming from customers and riders going to drivers and delivery drivers. Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to Real Rideshare Stories. And this is part, 18 of all the crazy text messages coming in. There are quite a few that I got. We're gonna go over some crazy texts that riders and customers are sending their drivers and food drivers when it comes to rideshare and food delivery. All right, let's go to our first text coming from a rider going to a driver. And this is a what would you do type situation. So after you see this, comment below with would you take this ride or not? And you can see it says, hi, my husband and I need to go through the Walgreens drive-thru for a COVID test and then come home. Would you be able to do that? We have done a at-home test and we are negative, but we need an official test to travel. All right, so first off, I want to say this is a real cool heads up when it comes down to it, because they're letting the driver know that they have to go through a drive-thru for a negative test and that they've already had negative tests, but they just need to do it for traveling. So that's a cool heads up. But the question is, what would you do if you saw something like this? Would you continue on with the ride and take it, or would you cancel it? Now, for me personally, if I got something like this coming in as I'm going to pick them up, I would still go on with the ride because one, they're negative. They tested negative at home. Two, they're probably feeling fine and looking forward to traveling. And three, all they need the negative test for is to be able to travel. So in that circumstance, yeah, why not take them? But again, what are your thoughts? Comment below and let me know. All right, and before we go on to the next one, if you have a crazy text screenshot from a rider or a customer or a driver, and you want to send it my way and maybe be featured in a future video, well, send it my way. Now, I don't have the initial part of this conversation, but I do have the bottom part of the conversation, which makes all the difference. And what this is something that's quite annoying and happens too frequently. And it's just going to end up getting canceled on because drivers shouldn't be taking more people than they can. And so what you see on the screen, it says can only fit 5. Meaning there's only 5 seats in the car that somebody can fit into and they want to bring more. So the rider says, it's 6 of us. Can you make an exception? I'll give you a good tip, please. We've all heard that before. I'll tip you good. And then going on, it says, let me know what you want for the tip and I'll give it to you, bro. And they say, you're about to be here. It's literally just one more person. We will take care of you. Now, first off, if you're going to say, I'm going to tip you whatever it might be, it's probably more than what the second Uber would be. So why not just order a second ride? And then that way you all get there safe and the right way. The problem is if a driver takes more than what's allowed, then it's going to be back on the driver if anything happens. If they get ticketed, it's going to be on them. If they get into an accident, guess who's going to get sued? And guess who's not going to get covered? The driver. So here's the thing. Stop trying to fit more people in the car than what's allowed. If you only can take 5, order 2. So let's get right into the next one. And from the passenger right away, it says, are you en route? I'm outside waiting. Thanks. So the driver responds with another passenger. It should have told you that in the app. About to end the trip with him. And then this is where the red flags just go up. And this is where the person says, how soon before you get to me? It says you've stopped. Read the last text message and you would have understood. And then it says at the QT, please come. How far are you away? It's freezing. I'm going to read the driver's response to this in just a moment, but still, this is something that's going to get you fast tracked to canceled if you act like that, because drivers aren't going to enjoy that. They already told you what's going on. Then hold on. You can see them in the map. They'll be there as soon as you can. Okay. Cool. Got it. All right, so the driver responded and said, you have to chill. My passenger is being dropped off at the Quick Trip. He was in a wheelchair and had to help him. And then the person responds saying, okay, but how soon will you be able to make it? It says you're 3 kins away. I don't know what a 3 kin is. I know it's 3 minutes. I'm just messing with you, but still, it's like, just wait. If it says 3 minutes away, it's 3 minutes away, or you're going to get canceled on. All right, now let's go to the driver's response to all of these messages. And he says, never do this to a driver or the cold will become your friend. Not worth the 1 star. She called me 6 times. On top of the crazy text messages, she calls him 6 times while the passenger was in the car. He said, I don't know how y'all do it. So the driver said, I'm not. Her trip was done the moment she started texting me after I told her I'm on a trip. So yeah, something like that is going to get you fast-tracked canceled. Question though is, would you have taken that? Or what would you have done in the event that they call you 6 times and message you another like 8 times saying, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Come on, really? Follow the map. All right, so the next one I'm about to share with you, you could tell was going to go south pretty quick. And the driver's response to it was really good. And I hope that they kept through with it going on to either pick up the person or just cancel on them. Either way, I'm not sure what finally happened, but what the person had originally sent the driver was, are you lost? So the driver responded, no. Why? I'm following the GPS and I'm stuck behind school buses and city buses. Yeah, it's going to take you much longer, especially if you're on a busy road with lights and all these stops that have to happen. So the person says, okay. And then the person then responds, I'm at a red light right now behind a city bus in 4 vehicles.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
I see what you did there, driver. Now you're giving the play-by-play of everything happening. So I hope you gave the rest of the play-by-play the entire way to go pick the person up or just cancel them. Now, I'm not saying to do this specifically, but what would have been really funny is if you would have given the play-by-play all the way to picking them up and then say, I see you there, but I'm driving past you. Have a good day. And then just cancel the ride. Oh, that would be funny. At least in my opinion. I don't know what you think, but something like that, when people are like that, well, kind of be fun. All right, this is the last message coming from a driver to a rider trying to figure out the address because it wasn't correct. And so the driver sent the rider a text saying 3008. And I'm assuming that is supposed to be the address number. Not quite sure fully. But then the person said, no, Surf City. And then they said Surf City Bar. And the person said yes. So he said back to the rider, there was a different address. I'm on my way though. And this is where the driver might want to cancel because the rider's response was, I've been fuck over for an hour and a half. Well, if you keep that up, some drivers are going to say, you might be there a little bit longer then. Now, the whole thing is, if you put in the wrong address as a rider and the driver's trying to verify where you are, and if it's too far of a distance, it's likely they're going to cancel on you. Now, if it's something where it's remotely close, well, then they're probably going to go and pick you up. It just depends on what is going on and a few things there. So riders, always make sure you put in the correct address and use the GPS pin to make sure you are in the right spot that you're at. So then that way there's no confusion when it comes to the driver trying to pick you up, especially if you're not familiar with the area. All right, those are a few of the crazy text messages coming through. And like I said, if you have any crazy text messages coming from a driver or a customer or a rider, and you want to send them my way, and they might be featured in a future video. All right, with that being said, make sure you subscribe, ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time new videos come out. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, delivery drivers, and your shoppers. We'll see you in the next one.